Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I realise it's been such a long time since I last filmed a sit down video like this. I think it's been a year maybe, or just under a year, which is crazy. I have no idea how I've left it that long. I have actually been vlogging here and there while I've been travelling, but that's kind of been it. So I'm really excited to get back into things. I've got loads of content ideas. I've got a new camera which I'm using right now and I absolutely love that. And I'm just really excited to start doing more videos because I love filming and I love editing, and from the comments you guys seem to really like my content too. So keep an eye out for what's coming out in the next few months. And if you're new to my channel, then hi, welcome. I'm Alicia. I'm English, but I live in Vancouver in Canada, and I've lived here for the last 3 years and I absolutely love it, and it's a really, really beautiful place to be. I blog and I vlog about travel and style mainly. Those are kind of like the two things that I love the most. I love to combine them as well as things like beauty and skincare and fitness and food and just kind of like general lifestyle stuff. So I'll link my Instagram and my blog below if you want to go and check those out. So in today's video, I am going to be chatting more about skincare. So skincare is the thing that I get asked about all the time. People are constantly asking me what products I use, what products I recommend. And I actually think skincare is a really difficult area because there are so many different products on the market. It's so hard to know what to buy, what not to buy, in which order to use things, like what's worth spending your money on. And so I just want to share some of the things that I use on a daily or a regular basis, some things that are kind of like my holy grail products and that I really, really recommend. So hopefully you guys will find it useful if you're wanting to revamp your skincare routine or if you're thinking about buying some of these products. I've had quite a journey with my skin over the last few years. So kind of like rewind to when I was a teenager. Growing up, I actually had perfect skin, and I didn't really appreciate at the time just how good my skin was. I never had any spots, I never had acne or anything like that, but it definitely caught up with me. So when I hit about 22, something changed. I don't know if it was my hormones, if it was my lifestyle, it's just something changed in my body, and my body was just like, you know what, now is the time when we're going to get acne. So I developed acne mainly around my cheeks and on my head, and at one point it was really, really bad and I'd never experienced anything like it. So it took quite a while for me to find products that worked with my skin, that didn't react with my skin, that helped to kind of calm things down and just to kind of get my skin back to a healthy condition. Now 3 years on, thankfully, my skin is in a great condition. Like, I know what works, I know what doesn't work. I don't really have acne flare-ups all that often anymore. Sometimes it happens when I'm traveling or if I'm really stressed, but generally I know how to kind of keep it at bay. I have really committed myself to trying so many different products within the last few years to really just like look after my skin, look after its condition, because we only have one skin. Unfortunately, we don't get another skin. And so I think we really need to just look after it as much as we can and just keep it as healthy as possible. One thing I also want to mention actually is when I did experience my really bad acne, the one thing that I changed was how much sleep I was getting, and I think that was the thing that made the most difference to my skin. And for me, like, I've always been one of those people, I could always survive off like 4 or 5 hours a night of sleep. When I was a teenager, in my 20s, when I was at university, like that was always the case. My acne was my body's way of telling me that I just needed to get more sleep, because when I was doing a lot of research about it, they were saying that like sleep, water and nutrition are the 3 things that really dictate your skin and the condition of your skin. So I think when we have issues like acne, when things like that pop up, it is often a reflection of what's going on the inside of our body, and you know, if there are imbalances on the inside, then they will also show on the outside. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling on now because I've been chatting for ages. So basically I'm going to show you kind of my whole skincare routine. So start off with like the makeup removers, cleansers, toners, go on to oils and serums, and then on to like moisturizers and eye cleanser and things like that. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first product I want to chat to you about is the makeup remover that I use. So I use the Garnier Micellar Water. This is the one for normal and sensitive skin. I really like it. I've used it for a couple of years now. It's light, it's fresh, you don't need to rinse it off. So I actually really like this whenever we go camping or whenever we're anywhere where I'm not able to wash my face, because you feel like you have washed your face when you use this. It gets makeup off completely. You don't need to use tons and tons of cotton pads. Sometimes I only need 1 or 2. It's pH balanced, it's really kind on your skin, it doesn't aggravate your skin, and this bottle will normally last me about 2 or 3 months or so. It costs $13, which is pretty good. But then I compare it to England, and in England it's like you can get it on offer for £2 at Tesco or Boots, and it kills me because I'm like, I come back to Canada and I'm literally paying 3 times the price for the same product. And it kills me. The one thing I've noticed is that it's not the best at getting off waterproof mascara or long wear lipstick. I find you kind of have to scrub a little bit when you use this, but they do have an argan oil micellar water and also a micellar water for waterproof makeup, so those are kind of better for more long wear makeup, but normally this is fine and it just leaves your skin feeling nice and fresh. So yeah, that's what I use to take off my makeup. Next, we have the cleansers that I use. Now, I came across Bioré about 3 months ago. They actually approached me for a campaign with them. I'd never ever used their products before. So the first thing I did was I went out and I bought loads of their products and just started trying them out and seeing how they worked on my skin. And I was so impressed. I cannot believe that I'd never come across this brand before. They're fantastic, and the best part is they are so affordable. So these are roughly $10 or just a bit less than $10 each. I really like the baking soda line. There's also the charcoal line, which I find is a bit better if you have oily skin. I find it a little bit too drying for me. This is kind of for all skin types. The baking soda is fantastic. You can see that it just pulls dirt out immediately. So I use the acne cleansing foam on a daily basis. It's really gentle. You just put a couple of pumps on your hand, and then you just lather up, and it's really nice. It leaves your skin really fresh. It leaves your skin tight but not too tight. It's not drying, but it does just like keep your blemishes under control, and it contains a little bit of salicylic acid. I actually think since I started using this about 3 months ago, I haven't had one breakout. Like I've had a couple of small spots, but nothing major. And I've been traveling, and there's been some times when I've been a bit stressed or not been getting much sleep, and my skin has just been really consistent. And I do put it down to this because this is really the only thing that I've changed. So yeah, this is fantastic. And I also really like the baking soda cleansing scrub. Now this is actually really cool because it's not a liquid, it's actually a powder. So you pop it on your hand in the shower, and as soon as it mixes with water, it kind of creates kind of like a foamy consistency, and then you pop that on and it kind of tingles the skin, and it just leaves your skin feeling like really, really fresh. It's kind of a little bit of an exfoliant as well. And again, it's so cheap. It's like $10 for a cleanser, which is amazing, and that means I also don't mind using all of it because it's only $10. It's not like a $40 product. So yeah, these are what I use to cleanse my skin. In terms of a face mask, I really like the Niel Glacial Oceanic Clay. I've been using this for ages now, and I think it's about $25 for this, and it's just a really, really great product. I think they're a Vancouver brand, and it's supposed to purify and hydrate the skin by combating or reversing the damages caused by environmental pollutants. It's actually kind of gross, but it's also good because when you use this product, you put it on your skin. Sometimes I won't apply it to my whole face. I'll just put it on like my nose or my cheeks, or if I have any blemishes. But it's really gross because when it dries, you can see like each pore, and you can see the dirt and the oil that it's pulled out from the pores. So you know it's working, but it's also a bit like, oh, like that's in my skin. That's actually really gross. But yeah, this is great. I'll use this probably once a week or so, and I also really like the Garnier sheet masks. I always use them whenever I fly. I'll always do it on a plane. I always get so many funny looks. People look at me like, you are such a weirdo, what the hell have you got on your face? But I don't care, because then I get off the plane and I've got really hydrated skin, because my skin always gets so dehydrated whenever I'm on a plane. So yeah, I also really like those masks, and I think they're only about $4 or so. So yeah, really well priced, and they work really well. In terms of a toner, I really like the Biotherm Skin Oxygenating Lotion. So I generally use this. I don't use it every day, normally at night time if my skin is just looking a little bit dull, if I've been in the sun, if my pores are looking a little bit big, and it just makes your skin feel like really nice and fresh. I find that sometimes with toners, if I've done like an exfoliating mask or something and then I use a toner, sometimes I find that they can aggravate my skin, especially if I have any blemishes, but this doesn't do that at all. It's really gentle. This costs around $25, I believe, and I think you can get it in kind of any drugstore. So the next products are what I call my potions, so the things that really help to hydrate and restore and repair the condition of my skin. Now, I've been investing a lot of time and energy into finding products that really improve the texture and the condition of my skin, because obviously clearing up the acne was one thing, but then I found personally that a lot of the acne products that I used a while back were quite stripping and quite drying, and so while my acne did clear up, then I also had kind of dehydrated skin, and I was getting kind of the appearance of like fine lines and wrinkles, and my skin was just like really lackluster. So then I started looking more into products that really restored my skin, that restored the condition, that helped to hydrate it, make it feel really bright and plump and radiant, and I found some products that are amazing. Now all the cleansers that I mentioned are all under $25. My potions they kind of vary in price, but they're a little bit more expensive, some of them. But I do think that, you know, while I do like to keep my skincare as affordable as possible, sometimes it is well worth investing in those products that just work. And when you find products that just work on your skin, and you know, if you're having a day when your skin doesn't look very good and you pop on some products and the day after you wake up and your skin looks amazing, then those are products to hang on to, and those are the products that you should invest in. So yeah, I kind of like to just kind of mix it up a bit. The first thing I'm going to show you is the Vichy Mineral 89. I've been using this for about a year and a half or so. Comes in this really cute little glass bottle, and this is fantastic. It's a fortifying and plumping daily booster, and it contains hyaluronic acid, which, if you haven't heard of it before, hyaluronic acid is one of the best things that you can use if you're looking to really hydrate your skin. Now, I know the name sounds scary, but we actually already have a hyaluronic acid in our skin cells, but what happens is over time, our natural stores and the amount that we produce ourselves actually depletes, and so that's why when we get older, our skin starts to sag, our skin starts to get wrinkles, because the cells aren't as plump anymore, because they can't hold onto as much water, and then the cells get smaller and then our skin starts to sag. I know that's probably not really the most scientific explanation, but I think that's kind of the gist of it, and it's fairly accurate. So basically, products with hyaluronic acid help to kind of replenish the stores of hyaluronic acid in our skin cells. That allows us to retain more moisture and hydration, and it leaves our skin feeling a lot more kind of like plump and like vibrant and like tight. So yeah, this is really nice. It kind of has a gel-like consistency, and I use it before I moisturize in the morning and also at night. And I always take this with me when I fly. So I normally do like a face mask, and then I'll pop loads and loads of this on. And it just helps to kind of make your skin look really radiant and hydrated and smooth. And yeah, this is just kind of a staple for me. It costs about $40, and this is a 50ml, so you can actually take it on the plane. And it's actually like, I've dropped this a lot of times, and it's still in one piece, so it's pretty heavy duty. So the next product I want to chat to you about is the Bioré Retinol Serum. Now, Bioré is a brand that I've used for about a year and a half, and they're kind of like a special brand to me, because when I was having my really bad acne, I tried so many different products, and a lot of them worked for a while, and then they kind of just like stopped working. And I went to a Bioré event, and that was the first time I'd ever come across them, and I tried out their products, and they literally transformed my skin. So I still say to this day, the Bioré products that I used were the products that basically got rid of my acne. They're just amazing, especially the brightening serum and the glycolic acid pads. They're just fantastic. I will link down below to a blog post that I've written about all their products, because I just love them. So I use the retinol serum now about maybe 1 or 2 times a week, and this contains retinol, vitamin C and coenzyme Q10. So retinol is a really great anti-aging ingredient, and it basically stimulates the production of collagen in your skin. It helps to minimize the appearance of wrinkles. It gives you more youthful and more bright skin, and this is just fantastic to use if your skin is looking a little bit dull, if you need a little bit of a boost. It shouldn't be used for those who are pregnant, breastfeeding, or those who are planning to become pregnant. I'm not actually sure why. It just says that you're not supposed to use it. But yeah, I find if ever my skin is a little bit dry, or if it's not very smooth, I'll pop this on, and overnight I spot a difference. You do have to be careful to use an SPF while you're using retinol, because it does make your skin more sensitive to sun damage. Retinol is supposed to be one of the best anti-aging products on the market. So yeah, I really like this, and it costs $110, which isn't super cheap, but you don't need a lot of it, and you don't need to use it a lot, so I think it's well worth it. Another product which I use on a nightly basis is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. This is amazing. I got to know Kiehl's products about 8 or 9 months ago, and I love their products so much, and I don't know how I'd never used their skincare before. Like, I'd always had their hand cream, and the hand salve is amazing, but then I started using their skincare and their products are just fantastic. Now this I use every night, so I just put a few drops onto my face, and it has a replenishing elixir of pure essential oils and distilled botanicals to visibly restore the appearance of skin by morning. And it does just that. Like, you wake up and your skin is looking brighter, it's looking fresher, it's got lavender in it, which helps to kind of reduce inflammation and calm the skin. And it just makes your skin feel really nice and smooth and hydrated. So yeah, I really, really like this. The 30ml costs $57, I believe, and then it goes up in price if you get a bigger bottle. You don't need a lot, you only need like maybe 2 or 3 drops every night, so it does last quite a while. So the next 2 products are both by SkinCeuticals. This is the CE ferulic acid, and it's like my holy grail product. It is so good. If you were to ask me to pick out one product that I couldn't live without, it would definitely be this one. After I'd kind of managed to clear up my acne and kind of get it under control, this is a product that helped to restore the condition of my skin, that helped to keep it nice and nourished, that helped to reduce the appearance of fine lines. Like, I literally noticed a difference, a significant difference after I started using this. You put it on at night time. Now I don't need to use it as much because my skin is in such a good condition now. But when my skin wasn't as good, I was using it every night. I'd use maybe like 2 or 3 drops. You put it over your skin before you moisturize, and yeah, you wake up and your skin just looks so bright and radiant and hydrated, and it makes your skin look plump, and it's just amazing. This is $175. It's quite steep, but it's worth every single penny. I think this is my 3rd bottle now. I just love it so much. I keep on buying it. It's absolutely fantastic. The only thing I will say is that it has a bit of a strange smell to it. Like, I think it might be the vitamin C, I'm not sure, but it has a bit of a strange smell. So whenever I use it, Matt's always like, what have you got on your skin? It's like, what is that smell? But you know what? If having a smelly face means that I can wake up with beautiful and radiant skin, then that is a small price to pay. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this product. The other SkinCeuticals product which I really like is the Retexturing Activator, and it is a resurfacing and replenishing serum. Now, after I found that my acne cleared up, and after I'd found products that really addressed my acne concerns, I found that my skin, as I mentioned, it was a little bit dry, and it just wasn't really very smooth, and it was a little bit rough, and I was finding that I had a bit of scarring. Any old spots were just sticking around for a really long time, and I was kind of getting scabbing. And when I started using this, I noticed that it was almost like I was kind of not shedding my skin, but it was kind of like an exfoliator without having to scrub and aggravate my skin. And this basically, well, it does what it says. It says it's resurfacing and replenishing, and it does exactly that. And after I started using it, my face was kind of holding on to moisture a lot more, like my scarring was going away, any scabbing was going away much quicker. This costs about $90. I only really use this twice a week or whenever I need it, but yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Okay, on to moisturizers and hydration. So I use 3 different moisturizers. I kind of like to mix it up a bit. They're all at different price points, and yeah, I just like to change up what I use depending on the season, depending on how my skin's feeling. So to start off with my favorite moisturizer, this actually happens to be the most expensive one, so this is one that I don't use every single day because I just want to preserve it because it's just so nice and so luxurious. And this is actually, I'd say, my favorite face cream I've ever had. It's one of those products and you put it on your skin and it just feels, you feel like you're having a facial. It's like so luxurious and it smells amazing, and I always spend a little bit of time, then I'll like massage it into my face and into my neck, and I just want to savor every last drop of it because it is just so nice. It's the Lancome Absolute Precious Cells Advanced Regenerating and Repairing Care, and this costs $200, so it's not cheap. I think it's one of those like treat yourself products, and it is amazing. I just feel so luxurious when I use it because it's just so velvety, it's really buttery on your skin, and the day after I use this, my makeup just glides on completely and I'm glowing, and it's just really nice. So yeah, it definitely works. As I mentioned, it is a bit more expensive, but it's kind of one of those treat me products. But yeah, I really, really like this. Kind of on the complete opposite end of the spectrum is the Nivea 24-Hour Moisture Boost and Nourish. This is a fantastic day cream. It's quite thick, so I don't use this. I tend not to use this in summer because I find it is a little bit too thick for my skin, but in winter this is really nice, and it's just a great like day moisturizer. It's nice and small and light, and it's really inexpensive, so I think it costs about $15 or so. So I generally use this whenever I just need just like a normal moisturizer, when I don't have any skincare concerns, when I just need like a good thick, just like a normal moisturizer. I will use this one. I probably use this one a little bit more than the Lancome one because it is a bit cheaper. So yeah, I don't really want to burn through the Lancome one because that one's a little bit more expensive. But yeah, this is a really good solid moisturizer. So the other moisturizer that I use, I kind of tend to alternate, is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. This is really, really good. It's not too thick, but it is super, super hydrating. So I think this would be a really good summertime moisturizer because it's not too heavy, and it doesn't like clog your skin. It doesn't feel too heavy on your skin. This is the 28ml, and this costs $20, which isn't bad because it's actually a really decent sized tub. You get a decent amount of product, and it's good for traveling. And I also have the bigger one, which is I think around $60, but that's going to last me a very long time. So yeah, quite reasonably priced. And as I mentioned, I just love Kiehl's products. Their products are just amazing, and they make your skin feel luxurious. I will actually often mix this in with my foundation. So I use the Dermablend foundation, which on its own is a little bit thick, but I'll just mix it with this, and I find it sits really well, it stays really well, and my skin just is hydrated all day long. So yeah, really, really like this. Last but not least is the eye cream that I use. I use the Kiehl's Avocado Eye Treatment, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's so good. As I mentioned, I love Kiehl's skincare, and I've been using this for about 6 months or so, and it's one of those products I was like, how have I never discovered this sooner? Because it's amazing. So I use this in the morning and at night, just around my eyes and around the top of my eyes before I put my moisturizer on. And it's just really nice. It's gentle, it's really creamy, it doesn't ever irritate or sting my eyes. And apparently eye cream is one of the most important parts of your skincare routine, so if you haven't already got an eye cream and you're looking for one, then this is definitely one that I would recommend. So that's it for the skincare products that I use on a daily or a regular basis. Obviously don't use them all in one go, all at once, because that would be a very long skincare routine, but yeah, those are just some of the products that I really love. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you guys have used any of them, or if you have any recommended products that are kind of like your holy grail products that you can't live without. And I'd also love to hear your video suggestions, because as I mentioned, I am going to be doing more videos, so if there's anything specific that you'd like to see, then please do drop me a comment in the box below and let me know what you want to see on my channel. If you haven't already and you want to catch up with my videos, then please do hit that subscribe button. It will be somewhere here on the screen. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!